Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 4 finale of Vikings on the History Channel. This week we've seen, as I said, the finale, which is episode 20 of Season 4, and it was called The Reckoning. Apologize for the lateness, but working lesson again interfered with my time of putting out the reviews and such. I got around to watching it this morning when I got up, and overall I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was a great episode necessarily, but I think it was fine. There was definitely a couple twists in there, a couple surprises for sure when it came to deaths and character deaths and how they're handled. Some of them were a little bit questionable though. In other parts of the show, for some reason, it didn't quite click as much as I think they were hoping for me anyway. But still, it's been a hell of a season. Probably my favorite season overall since Season 1, Season 2, I think. Just what they did with Ragnar, the season was amazing. The initial revenge and vengeance and such I thought was really well handled. And just the whole back half, the whole second half leading up to episode 15, All His Angels, I thought was really well done. This one, the finale, I thought was fine. I don't think it delivered as much, again, as they were hoping for, at least for me. But we had a lot of things going on, I'm not going to deny that. We had, of course, Bjorn, Ivar, and the others leading the army and going after Aethelwulf, who doesn't have his last stand. He actually manages to take his remaining forces and go into a retreat. They manage to get to Ecbert in time. And Ecbert actually relinquishes his, himself being king to his son, and they're able to take, of course, his former wife and everything else and get out of there while he and the bishop sort of wait, for the heathens to arrive. We got some good action at the beginning, with seeing a little bit more of the fight before Aethelwulf retreated. So I thought that looked pretty good. And as far as Ecbert, how he was handled in this episode, again, don't watch this review if you haven't seen the episode. I think that's self-explanatory. But as far as how Ecbert's death was handled, I thought it was alright. It was one of those things I thought there would have been a little bit more to. I liked him hanging in the cage as all the sons were discussing what to do with him, and I like him talking about how he had a love for Ragnar as well. I like that, and I sort of like that Bjorn seen something with him and that he had some form of respect for him, maybe for the bond he had with his father to an extent anyway. That allowed Bjorn to sort of give him the courtesy of choosing how he died and such. Whereas Ivar, on the other hand, just wanted to Blood Eagle him. Ecbert, he's a character. He's been around for a long time now, since Season 2. And we see his death here. Again, it was nice that I got to choose how he went out. But I just thought, I don't know, some part of it fell a little bit flat for some reason. I don't know. Ecbert is a character you have had mixed feelings about throughout the series for sure. But he's gone now, so I guess we gotta move on. And then it was nice to finally see the brothers, and the heathens, take over Wessex and parts of the surrounding area and such. And it did feel sort of nice, when they bring up how this is what Ragnar wanted, because Ecbert's gift to them in exchange for, choosing how he died, is to sign over, the official, law rights, to have this land. And so now this means they can actually sort of, colonize or sort of, start farming in this area, too. Which is, at Ragnar's roots was what he wanted. And that's something you wish he probably would have stuck to and focused more on. So that felt like, pretty satisfying thing to leave it with, I think. But of course, little piggies are still grunting amongst themselves, and we get more bickering with Ivar and Sigurd, and this leads to another pretty surprising character death with Ivar actually killing Sigurd, throwing a hatchet into his side and killing him. So that was kind of surprising, and some people were pretty pissed off about that because I guess in history or the legend anyway, as far as we know anyway, that Sigurd apparently actually went on to be king. So yeah, it is kind of a bit of a change for sure. But to be honest, I'm not like too upset about it because he was probably like the least developed of Ragnar's sons at this point. The only ones I've gotten a lot of time are, of course, Bjorn and Ivar, but Obs, I can't pronounce his name right, but the one who looks like a really young Ragnar, he's been given a little bit more to do, but as far as the other two, they haven't really been given a whole lot to go on. And, maybe they should have kept Sigurd around and had him go on his path that we were expecting. But at the same time, I understand that the people behind the show have to throw in swerves like this once in a while because they are on a show here. They don't want to just make everything completely expected because of history, although some people may want that kind of thing too, so it's it's kind of a give and take, I guess. But I thought it was alright. Maybe they should have kept him alive though, because they had the whole snake in the eye thing, and that when we first seen him as a baby, that felt like he was going to be really important, but now he's just dead. And it doesn't make Ivar come across very well either. I mean, I'm really mixed on Ivar now because he's played well, I think. And, I like the importance that Ragnar placed on him and, the faith that he gave him to become something many will truly fear, which is definitely happening. But how he's acting, he's just coming across kind of whiny and sort of like a child, as Sigurd was saying. So, I don't know, it's getting a little bit difficult to keep getting behind Ivar past this initial vengeance for Ragnar thing. Again, I'm not saying he's not played well. I'm not saying he isn't played well, but the writing for him, I don't know. He's not supposed to be a perfect guy either, but I don't know. Then we also had the death of Helga in this episode. Her Muslim that she was she a Muslim? I don't even know. I got Trump in my head right now for some. I don't know. Just forget what I was saying. But the girl she was trying to take care of and sort of raise as her own daughter. She ends up stabbing Helga fatally and then killing herself. And then, of course, the big part of it though is Floki's reaction to Helga being dead, and Helga says this world's too big for him. Things of that nature. And so it's kind of sad to see Floki lose her. But Helga's been a character that's sort of been like half developed too. And it's sort of, the whole storyline with the younger girl I thought was a little bit odd. Never really clicked right. Even Floki thought it was pretty weird. So it's alright. Gustav Skarsgård's acting here is really, really on point though. And I liked his scene with Bjorn. Talking about how he's nothing now, how part of himself died with his other others that he's gonna have, and now Helga's gone. Now he's nothing. He feels really empty, really hollow. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with him in season 5. And Bjorn, meanwhile, is going to explore the Mediterranean Sea, which is actually true to history as far as I know. So that's good. I don't know how much we're gonna see him in season 5 now though. So I imagine they'll bring him back at some point. I kind of wish we would have seen Lagertha in this episode too, but we have gotten a lot of her, so I guess it makes sense, and they focused on what they wanted to focus on. And we also see the introduction to Jonathan Rhys Meyers' character. We see he's a bishop, and he kind of has some sins of his own, or he's not a perfect guy either. He's burying this woman's husband, and then he has sex with her. But he's supposed to be a big focus in season 5, kind of a big challenge for Ivar, I guess, and the preview for season 5 looks pretty cool. Jonathan Rhys Meyers is an actor I really, really like a lot. I loved him as Dracula in the show. It never should have been canceled. I like what I've seen of him in The Tudors. I even liked him in The Mortal Instruments. So I'm excited to see him in season 5, and I hope he's around for a while, because he's kind of a bigger actor, for TV especially, so I hope they keep him around for a while. But I feel like they probably should have had that introduction scene at the start of season 5 instead of closing it off with that, but I don't know. So overall, this is a fine episode. I don't think it wasn't on the level I was really expecting, but it still had some things going for it, even though some things felt a little bit off, I thought. I'm still going to give this episode like an 8.4, 8.5 out of 10. It wasn't bad at all. There's definitely some good acting that went into it for sure. And I will probably be reviewing Season 5 next year. It's going to be interesting to see a whole season without Ragnar. Because I really can't get behind anyone as much as I got behind him. But it should still be well done for sure. And I will be doing videos on it when it comes back. So if you guys enjoyed this one, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you want to hear more of my thoughts on other things I forgot to mention, or if you want to talk about something else, feel free. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.